What is going on, everybody? Welcome to or back to Ryder's Record Collection. My name is Carl, and in this video I just wanted to do a quick little short, basically essential turntable accessories or things that I have that I use for my stylus or for my records when I play them that strictly deal with my turntable itself, and just things that I think are really important that I'd like to share with some other people. This has nothing to do with like record cleaning or anything like that. Like some of the tools or accessories deal with that, but this isn't like inner sleeves or outer sleeves. This is all just stuff that strictly deals with the turntable. These are 5 accessories. Some of them are more important, some of them are not as important, but basically in order of importance, here are 5 things that I think are essential turntable accessories. So the first 2 accessories are going to aid in prolonging the life of your needle and overall helping the sound playback of your records itself. And the first thing is a record cleaning anti-static brush. So this is the Audio Quest LP record cleaning brush, and on Amazon it goes for $16.95, and it has 4.5 stars with a whole bunch of ratings. Whoops, ran away on me. And as I mentioned, it helps prolong the life of your stylus by picking up the debris that's on the surface of your record. It will also help control static buildup. So for me, I clean all of my used records that I get before I play them, before they get put on my Fluence turntable, but I still use this about 85% of the time. And then with new records, I don't necessarily clean those before I listen to them, but a lot of the time you get the paper pulp built up, and this is really good. So how you use this thing is basically, this thing is a bunch of carbon fiber bristles that you lightly put down on your record as it spins, and you let it spin around a couple times, and you sweep it off to the side, and it's going to pick up all the surface dust. And when you're done, you just wring it out and bam, put it to the side, and you clean that side of the record. As I mentioned, this is about 17 bucks on Amazon. Most record stores will have this, so if you have a local record store that you support, I definitely suggest you buy it there. I've had mine for so long that you can see that part of the label is coming off the handle, but it's an accessory that you'll use. I use mine probably 85% of the time. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't use it, but to prolong the life of your stylus and to help with some snap, crackle, and pops, this is definitely worth it. So this next thing will really help prolong the life of your stylus, and this is the Onzo Zero Dust Stylus Cleaner. This thing I believe is made in Japan or something like that. It is $40 on Amazon and also has 4.5 stars. It's literally what it says is it's a stylus cleaner. Basically, this is some very sticky gelatinous material, and you can see some of the grime and stuff that I have on there already. And you drop your stylus on it once or twice, and if you play a dirty record or a record with some stuff that you haven't cleaned off the surface, you can see where it builds up. And then when this thing gets dirty, supposedly all you got to do is just rinse it off in your sink, put it back in there, and it works just like that. Super easy. And like I said, it's 40 bucks. And I know that there's a lot of different videos on YouTube on how to clean your stylus cleaner, but for 40 bucks, and it's a surefire way, I'd go for it. So those first 2 things I use all the time. I use the stylus cleaner pretty much every new day that I listen to a record. I don't clean the stylus between every record, but if I play records on a Saturday and don't play records again until on Monday, I'll clean the stylus. Or, if I play records that following Sunday, I'll clean the stylus. So those 2 accessories, the record cleaning brush and the stylus cleaner, are for prolonging the life of your stylus and will also help the playback quality and the sound quality of your records. So this third accessory is also a record playback accessory, but this is a 45 adapter, and this is more of just what you collect. I'm not a huge 45 guy. I have a very limited collection of 45s, and some of the 45s even don't need this. But if you have any 45s, or if it's something you're interested in, you're going to need one of these. These are also at the local record store. They're pretty cheap. They're pretty easy. This one came with my turntable, but this is a pretty necessary accessory if you have 45s and you don't have any way to keep them centered on your spindle. You're kind of screwed without these. So Third thing is a 45 adapter, helps with playback. Okay, so the next essential accessory is an accessory for, I guess anyone can have one, but it's more necessary for people whose turntables don't have a counterweight to adjust the tracking force, and that is a turntable scale to measure your tracking force. This is an off-brand one. There's a whole bunch of them on Amazon. There's the Nicotech digital scale, which goes for about 16 bucks, and that's got 4 stars. This looks exactly like it without that digital or without that brand name. So I bought this and I think it was 12 or 13 bucks, but you're gonna need one of these to measure your tracking force. It's pretty necessary. If you don't have one and you have a turntable that has a counterweight, you should really think about investing one. And if you have a turntable that doesn't have a counterweight and you have one, it'd be kind of fun to just play around and, you know, see what your stylus and headshell are tracking at. But this you're not going to use all the time. I only check my tracking force once every 2 or 3 weeks, probably once a month, more often than not when I like have people over and, you know, maybe someone bumped it. But you don't use this a whole lot. It's definitely worth having, especially if you have never checked the tracking force of your turntable with one of these. You're definitely going to want to do that. So important, absolutely necessary, not something you're going to use all the time. And I'm going to leave links on Amazon to 3 of the 5 things that I'm going to talk about. So if you are interested in that, you can hit those below. But if you have a local record store, try and give them their business. Obviously do what you want, do whatever's cheaper, but try and support your local record store when you can. And this last thing is probably not something you will find at a record store or something I'm going to leave a link to. Is something you can find at the hardware store. This particular thing came with my turntable, but that is a bubble level. You are really never going to use this thing. The only time that I use this thing is when I rearrange the records on my shelf. Basically, you put it down and it tells you if your record's totally flat and centered. You know, if it's at all moved, that bubble is not going to be in the middle of that circle. Like I said, this is probably not the most dire thing, but it's worth getting your hands on one and checking it. Like I said, I never really use mine except for if I really do a massive reorganization. It's good to check every now and then. But those are 5 turntable accessories that I think are pretty important and pretty essential. Again, like I said, there was nothing in here about record cleaning and record cleaning essential supplies. I will probably do another video that talks about that. I also want to do a record cleaning video, so stay tuned and we'll have one of those coming out soon. But I hope you liked this video. I hope you guys picked up on some accessories that you might not have necessarily learned about before or knew about before. If you have any recommendations of things that I missed, please let me know. If you like this video, please throw it a like. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'll put out more videos like this if you guys seem to like them. And I will talk to you guys soon. Cheers.